Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Redline Report. I'm your host, Reagan Payne. Today in Freight Findings, we've got spot rates and the impact of filet-o-fish on the Pacific Northwest market. For recruiting Roundup, I hopped on the phone with Destin Smith from Total Transport of Mississippi. There's also more info on driver job searches. In newsworthy nods, Google penalizes poor design. We'll talk about the websites affected. It is trucking websites, but don't worry, I've got the fix later on. Finally, for HireMaster highlights, Postmaster is launched, and I've got details on that as well. Back to freight findings, the nation's ports have been backed up for months. Commodity prices are soaring, and the housing market is in full swing. All signs point to strong freight flows. Your year-over-year comparisons will be less reliable moving forward because of the COVID-19 shutdown impact anniversary. Nonetheless, reefer volumes are up, specifically in the Pacific Northwest. This pattern coincides with Lent on the religious calendar. A quarter of all filet-o-fish sandwiches are sold during this time period. In recruiting Roundup, Destin Smith gave some good notes to think on. Drivers just want you to be honest with them, he said. He also shared with me about a time while he was in operations when a driver asked that her pet squirrel be allowed on the truck with her. Check out the full story by clicking the link in the PDF below. For noteworthy nods, Google is penalizing poor design. Beginning in May, Google is doubling down on design flaws in search-delivered websites. And like I said before, this will impact trucking websites that are competing for the same keywords and phrases. The best design will come out on top, literally. Those of you worried for the fate of your company amid this new ranking system dubbed Google Page Experience can use Google Search Console, also available via the link in our PDF below. Finally, Postmaster is launched. What it would take a company 8 hours to do, they can do it with our software in 1. It simplifies and expedites the posting and scheduling process. It then tracks posting and market performance. In a nutshell, clients can create custom campaigns for multiple markets in advance. They can deliver these campaigns at specified times and places in an instant. This maximizes productivity and increases driver leads. What more could you want? Thanks for tuning into this week's Redline Report. Check us out next week for more.